Dear President Trump, like you, I'm a natural-born American citizen. While your father's people came from Germany and your mother's from Scotland, my father's and mother's people came from Germany and England. My paternal grandmother's American roots go back 5 generations to one John Carpenter, a Virginia neighbor of George Washington. John fought in both the French and Indian and Revolutionary Wars and was later commissioned by Washington to explore Ohio. Carpenter is believed to be the first white man to cross the Ohio River, earning our family a First Family of Ohio designation. No, we didn't arrive on the Mayflower, but our roots here are deep. President Trump, let me thank you for stepping away from a lifestyle most of us can only imagine. As a fellow student of what many of us call the conspiracy, this citizen understands why you ran. Yes, Virginia, the conspiracy does exist, and if after witnessing the events between 2016 and 2020 you still don't believe it, repair to the nearest mirror and see if you can fog it. I also want to thank you for vetting and campaigning for our people in the 2022 congressional races. Congress is the key. It's why the founders placed it in Article 1 of our badly wounded charter document. Mr. President, you joined the millions of us who were sick of watching the land of our birth hover over the totalitarian Marxist abyss as a parade of Tweedledee, Tweedledum Democrat and Republican White House chairwarmers nudged us closer to the edge. Your unexpected 2017 arrival in the swamp brought forth a veritable menagerie of slithering creatures seeking positions in your administration. Despite your wide private sector experience, as an outsider, you understood that the swamp was an environment most honest, sane folks couldn't understand, let alone navigate, and you needed some of them to show you where the deep water and the big crocs were. As an aside, most all of us out here think the whole thing is one big crock, but that's another subject. I'm not privy to how Mike Pence became your VP, but suspect that, like JFK, who was introduced to his Secretary of Defense, the military-industrial complex Vietnam warmonger Robert McNamara, and like Reagan, who was introduced to his VP, Skull and Bones CIA, New World Order cheerleader George H.W. Bush, Pence may have been suggested to you by some swamp critters who also wound up in your inner circle, only to betray you and attempt to frustrate your America First agenda. The names Comey, Brennan, Clapper, James Mattis, John War Isgood Bolton, and later Bill Bagpipes Barr all come to mind. A shame you didn't find 24 Mike Flynn clones sooner. If you had, while I'm sure the current FBI could have illegally entrapped a few of them, lucky for our side, Strzok and most of the other agents were busy on that memorable Russian hoax thing and dragging Roger Stone out of bed at 3 a.m. for the fake news dorks at CNN. That FBI, what a bunch of wild and crazy guys, huh? I reviewed that history to get here. There's a rumor afloat that your personal absence in the challenge of the now obvious Democrat steal of the 2020 election and the still unfolding Biden idiocy is a strategic ploy to educate the naive and uninformed among us and give them a taste of the very real pain of the Marxist Democrat, but I repeat myself, plan to erect a socialist tyranny atop the ashes of this once free republic. And your absence limits the ability of the hostile and treasonous media to lie about you, distract us, and generally rough you up. As this is written, mid-September 2021, trust me when I say even those who still call themselves Democrats are feeling the pain you predicted would ensue. Joe Biden, the power-mad Democrats' enfeebled, demented frontman, under orders from his America-hating handlers George Soros, Barack Obama, and others, has reversed every pro-American action you took on behalf of your grateful fellow citizens. Biden and his handlers have moved what used to be our country closer to their socialist command society than this citizen would have thought possible. Which brings me to this. President Trump, while I and others understand that if this is the plan, we'd better hit our knees, not in submission to the increasingly dictatorial demands of Biden and his fellow Marxist Democrats, but I again repeat myself, impose on us proles down here in flyover country. No, we'd better all hit our knees and pray that the 2022 election is not a repeat of the felonious 2020 fiasco, and that we replace every Marxist Democrat and every rhino with America-loving patriots who understand how close to the edge we've been pushed. If in 2022 we foolishly, no, stupidly, fail to oust these insane criminals who hate America, the idea bequeathed to us by the founders, there won't be enough of our inheritance left to save. As we all know, you have a huge base of support out here that grows with each new insane dictatorial Biden teleprompter word scramble. We understand that you are a student of Sun Tzu. One of his strategies is to appear weak when actually strong. Many of the 80-plus million of us who voted for you in 2020 because you and Sun Tzu were far better qualified to deal with Sun Tzu's modern descendants in the Far East than the felon now squatting in our house on Pennsylvania Avenue. While we continue to worry that there won't be much left to repair once these criminals are gone, we shall also pray that what we're living through is, in fact, real-world application of the weak-strong ploy, and even the dumbest Democrat will mutter, quote, "Do I really want to live like this?" I can assure you that there are still at least 80 million of us out here who do not want to live like that. And our numbers and anger grow with each new abuse of power grab by the criminal cabal now tearing to shreds the Constitution to which this natural-born citizen and Air Force veteran swore an oath to God to defend, and for which, since 1776, an estimated 5 million or more fellow citizens, natural and legally naturalized, paid the ultimate price. Mr. President, don't those 5 million dead fellow Americans deserve better from us? I think they do, and I believe you think that as well. Allow me to apologize for the really scratchy quality of this voice. I, like many of you, have been yelling at the TV for over a year now.